Alright, let's try out some Mardu Shadow, huh? We've got some Dreadhorde Arcanist, we've got some Kolaghan's commands, we've got some Silverquill commands at the top end of our curve, we've got some Demonic Embraces that will give this enough power to flash back Kolaghan's command, we've got some Adanto Vanguards to enable Death Shadow, we got plenty of Shock lands and Bolt lands to get our life total low, we've got good disruptive elements with discard spells and interactions, so let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how this one feels today. For people that are looking for decks that we've already played today, my Untapped profile page has all of my previous decks on it. You've been submitted a deck and said it's just horrible, you'd never play it again? Yeah, constantly. There's a ton of decks that just like, people are like, nah, it just wasn't good last time, so I'm not playing it this time. These are a few of my favorite things. Knight of the Ebon Legion isn't picky, chat. It does not care who took 4 damage. So Adanto puts a counter on here. Hey, thanks for the tier 2 and for the 13 months deal. Welcome back. Yes, it's just good deck building, chat. Hopefully, based on the fact that they took the first Adanto, they don't have a way to interact with that. Yeah, today is literally the first day the Untapped extension was available, chat. So I changed as soon as possible. Ah, babe. Woof. Alright, untap Black Source, please. No! Lands. If we had untapped Black Source, we would have gotten to get both of these back. Killing the shark might be wrong. Extinction Event was not a card that we could beat there. The Bant Growth Chamber Guardian deck was excellent. That's why we're still playing it. All right, so I think I want to trim. How many discard spells do I want here? I probably want at least the Thoughtseizes, right? Dreadhorde Arcanist value goes down a little bit if I'm boarding out some of my 1-mana stuff. Fracture to kill their Planeswalkers seems fine. Maybe I go down to 2 Arcanist. Seems fine. Nice. Yeah, the Growth Chamber Guardian deck was so good, I had to decide that I didn't want to play it on stream, so I gotta keep the technology for myself. So I'm gonna lose the Vanguard to the Extinction event. I guess I take the Inquisition, because the Vanguard will enable the Death Shadow, and these have different converted mana costs, so it's fine. They draw, like, Brainstorm? Why did they shock here? Like a Disfigure? Must have drawn Brainstorm, right? Wanted to insulate from a discard spell. Could have pushed too. Yep. The Anthology feels so far sweet. Both Reanimator and Dragonstorm felt competitive. This is our first Kolaghan's Command deck of the day. Was in fact Brainstorm. They have nothing next turn. Can we kill them? Yeah, I believe so. Chat, does our dojo contain fear? I ain't scared, chat. Are you scared? Yes, gotta look them right in the eye. Stare deep into their Grixis heart and murder them. See, chat, don't let the fear in. Don't let the fear in. Don't let these Duresses. I don't know if these Arcanists are actually good. Yeah, we block warriors on this channel, okay? Damascus, thanks for the 15 months. If I saw Glorybringer, I would bring in Vanishing Verse. I'm not gonna assume they have Glorybringer without seeing it. I know the build of Grixis that I'm a fan of plays Glorybringer, but that's not what the same build that everybody's playing. Thanks for the biddies, Soketo. Well then. I think we just take the laps, right? And we play the Thalia next turn. Argo, thanks for upping that prime. Welcome back. There's a chance this should just be a main deck Thalia deck. Although I guess we have a lot of non-creature spells too. I can't eliminate her. I see the submission for blue-white Tempered Steel. I have not had a submission for that, no. Unless someone sent it in on my forum while I was live today, in which case, believe it or not, I haven't been checking while I was live. Historic as a format is very different than Modern as a format. They're not really comparable. Just like on a fundamental level, the things that are different are pretty different.
Hey, over here. This will be easy.
I think we do this so that way if they want to down tick to kill her, this dies. 23 months, Thread Menace. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, them running off ideal lands in a row was great.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Alright, is Thalia not dead yet? That would be great.
You will regret this.
Wasn't feeling the Growth Chamber Guardian deck, and the Growth Chamber Guardian deck was something I put in the queue because I wanted to try it. So, if I wasn't feeling it, I wasn't going to make people who paid money wait to see my giant pile of garbage get played. Oh no, not my Inquisition. How will we ever win the game now? Goblins and Historic play Vile? Probably not. What is in their hand? It's like a bunch of counter spells or cards they can't cast, or like what's the deal here? Maybe they just have a bunch of Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes. These are not cards that should likely be in their deck post-board against us. Yeah, there's a reason why Zendikar was listed highly in my list of sets to get. You know, honestly, based on the context of them doing nothing, I think I'd rather shock them than make them discard a card. It could also be right to just Silverquill Command there as opposed to K commanding. Just like draw a card, bring this back, and hold on to the K command for a little bit. What happened to goblins? It just isn't as powerful as everything else anymore. The power level of the format went up. So unless you really like playing goblins as a deck, it's just not it's not a thing people are doing. And so goblins is no longer you play goblins because it's good and busted. You play goblins because it's fine and you like it, which is an important distinction. That's what probably one of their Bolas or two. Oh, were they missing the third black for Bolas? That's totally what it was, right? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what deck name Untapped is using. I don't know if it's using the one out of my editor or not. It is not using the one out of my editor. It also appears to be missing... It's missing K commands here. Oh, Thalia was locking them out of the boss. Right, they found the 6th land. That makes sense. It just seems important. I actually completely disagree with you that having the decks named things is important. Ian's doing a 24-hour stream. We'll have to host him when we're done. I think I Thoughtseize here. I guess the problem with Thoughtseizing is now they get to play Narset. And then I don't have anything to take. The upside of playing Thoughtseize is I get a counter. But... thanks for the follow, Cap. Love to draw a shock land next turn, so I can go Knight, Thoughtseize, Shock to get some counters. Perfect. And they even found a card for Inquisition to take. Shred it, chat. Shred it. This archetype is going to have a much more reasonable control matchup than something like the Go Fun Do The Thing decks. A deck full of discard spells is more counterplay in a set like this. So I assume we'll see them down-tick Teferi Tuck the Knight. Is that better than pumping? I think this forces the Teferi Tuck, right? Why is pumping better? Can you explain? Because now they have to interact with my board or they die next turn. Whereas if I pumped, that's not the case. If I pumped there, I'm at 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can only threaten 10 next turn. Honestly, there's a chance this one has a better control matchup than the Ranger of Eos build, because you don't really want to grind against Jeskai. The Ranger of Eoses are good in, like, the mid-range matchups, more so than the control matchups. They're, like, fine in these matchups, but it's not the reason why you play it. Always kill the Teferi, chat. If you aren't killing them, kill the Teferi. Solomon 1, thanks for the entire year. Welcome back. Get you a sword to go with that shield.
Oketra, watch over me. Let's do this one-on-one.
Okay, so Demonic Embrace here, gonna let Arcanist kill Gideon here. which sounds great. Think I want to Thoughtseize here. Yeah. Yeah, Embrace lets Arcanist flashback Kolaghan and Silverquill Command, which is gas. Rexy and Andy, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. This is where we cast our... I mean, to be fair, the glut of discard spells are the reason why we're here, right? We are unfortunately 1 point short of lethal next turn. How much money spent gets me into the Resident Whale category. Tier 3 subs and 10k in bits both get you whale emotes. And then there's also a golden whale emote at 100k. But that's for like the belugas. Huh. They had a Teferi. We're just hoping to spike a sweeper here. It's 3 redraws. Afternoon, Zero Lake and Banana. Thanks for dropping in today. What would have changed to want something like Leyline there, Todd Turkey? Thanks for upgrade to the tier 3 Regan. Appreciate the support. You collect shillings faster at tier 3 too.
Let's skip to the good part.
Life is suffering, chat.
We need to move quickly.
Jeskai control deck, peels Sweeper into Planeswalker into double Helix. Sounds about right. Peels Magic Man. Thanks for the bits, Regan. Big yikes. Vanishing Verse just doesn't hit anything else. The turn you flashback Inquisition, you could have flashbacked that to get a counter on the night. Is that true? I don't think that's true. Did I shock that turn? Oh, I paid 3 to put... That's a good catch, Derek. I paid 3 to put the Embrace on it. Yeah, that's a good catch. That are Vanishing Verse for. The matchups where your opponent's playing mono-colored cards. Listen, chat, we don't believe in bullshit here. Just cut right to the chase. You like Kenrith in the deck that I'm playing? Or is that an unrelated comment? Oh, for frights. Not that I'm a fan of that. I think I'd rather just have... Usually like bringing back one thing is good enough, or finding a second isn't too hard. Frights is great. Yeah, I think Liliana is better than Kenrith. For sure. So 21 months, see me in. Do I care about Rest in Peace? I'm not sure that I do. It's like, just take Expressive Iteration here. Because I have this, I can keep trucking through the Day of Judgment. Yeah, I don't know. With the addition of Kolaghan's command to this deck, there's a good chance that Rest in Peace does actually hurt us. I'm not sure that I'm convinced that Arcanist and K-Command actually add value to the Black-White Shadow archetype, which is basically what we're playing. Is like, what's it called? Ranger of Eos generates value in a similar manner. Ranger of Eos generates value in a similar manner to, Arcanist without depending on the graveyard to do it. Yeah, I think we make a 3-3 for sure. Make spot removal not good enough. Although I guess their spot removal is Helix, so it is still good enough because Helix is real good. I feel like that game is kind of a good example of why playing against Jeskai control is just kind of bleh. Like, it just feels like their deck just, like, ran out of stuff and didn't work, more so than, like, we beat them. The games of Magic that don't involve both players playing to the board always kind of middling. Yeah, I didn't. That's a very concise way to put it. I don't feel like I won the game. It feels like they lost the game. And again, from a power level perspective, it's whatever. Like, it's not overly represented in the format based on tournaments that we've seen, and its win rate is just like average to slightly above average. That's true. Spellbinder taking away the Short Typhoon was good. What decks would you say have the most agency? Mid-range decks. Mid-range games of Magic. Decks that involve... How do you go about getting rid of reactive control? I don't think you get rid of reactive control. I just think Magic's formats where reactive control is a tier 1 deck tend to be Magic's worst formats. Similarly, I think Magic's formats where things like white aggro are the most competitive decks. If small creature aggro without reach or burn in it is good, a format is generally speaking pretty reasonable. Siege Rhino was busted. Yep. Hey, this Thoughtseize into Arcanist, right? Their hand could be anything, chat. White aggro is like fringe playable in the current standard format. Craig West Coast Shill. Thanks for the bits, Inhuman. Yeah, Pogo's a lot of fun. I'm almost up to rank 16 in their PvP. I like their PvP mode a lot. I did see that there's a presentation for Forbidden West. I'm gonna poke at that. After I'm done streaming today. Yeah, I plan to stream some Pogo PvP at some point. I set my cell phone up to be able to share my screen to my streaming computer. Scale of 1 to Lightning Helix. Where's this Dreadhorde Arcanist at, friend? Lightning Helix side of the scale, champ. It's a shame we didn't draw a Shocklands here, because it would let us... Oh, really? Please? Yeah, Pokemon Go is like basically a different game than it was when it released in 2016 or 2015, whatever that was. It has almost all of those features you expected. It has almost all of those features you expected Pokemon Go to have when it first released. Still drain your phone battery. Yeah, I mean, anything that's using your GPS and wants your screen brightness up uses your phone battery. Do we just go all in here? You guys go threat, huh? I've got these K commands and Silverquills to bring them back. Thanks for the follow, Awick. Wow, we're hard casting this Shark Typhoon? Ooh, do they just want a 3/3 so they can block Dreadhorde Arcanist? Demonic Embrace is gonna make them big sad if so. They could also have a Sweeper on top of their deck that they know is coming from the Brainstorm earlier. Fetching right away. Is this a Teferi? I feel like this is a Teferi you would have wanted the Shark in play last turn, right? What's Hearthstone Lethal? Hearthstone Lethal implies that you can kill your opponent if they don't have any responses. Yeah, because in Hearthstone you can't respond to things.
I'm not going to sit this one out.
Wow, are we tucking a Death Shadow and then gaining 1 with Hero of Dominaria? Wicked Zen, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. This is rude. Because now they can set up a Sweeper.
Not so fast.
Tell Teferi to go tuck himself. Hey, Sid Vicious, thanks for the Prime support. I really appreciate that. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Hey, did you hit the Wrath of God? Or are we done here? You want me to pay 8? I don't know, paying 8 seems aggressive. Yeah, Helix makes going to 3. Yeah, they get to cycle Shark, and Kolaghan's command doesn't quite kill it. Excuse me? Alright, I mean, sure. Choose your fate. Sometimes the greed consumes you, chat. Sometimes the greed consumes you. They wanted to be able to, like, hold up a potential counterspell or something for post-combat. Alright, discard spell into Arcanist. Eee! Eee! Are you ready for this Muxus right here, chat? Are you ready for this Muxus right here on top of their deck? My body is ready for the Muxus right there on top of their deck. Do 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 do. Beat do 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 do. Do 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 do. Don't you dare play an untapped land. All right. Jeff, you don't know how badly I wanted you to die on turn 3. You're a monster. Am I switching to the untapped overlay permanently? Yeah, it's significantly better than Cardboard Life. Today was the first day it was available. For public consumption. Drop it like it's hot, chip. This is definitely a land, right? Is there any spell they wouldn't have cast? Let's find out, I guess. Yeah, you can go to my profile on Untapped to see all of the decks we've played recently. In fact, I'm gonna add a Dex command. That links to there as well. Hey, chat, our opponent's about to learn a very valuable lesson about holding a land in your hand against the Kolaghan's command deck. Rats! Never lucky. Alright, couple more bricks. Okie doke. Everybody clench. One more brick. One more brick. Yes, the flyer means if they don't mux us into a haste creature, we also win. Nailed it. A true battle of wits between magicians, chat. The skillest of all the games. All right. So some removal spells. I think Inquisition's probably not good enough here. Basically, all of the goblins we really care about taking are expensive ones. I'm going to leave Thoughtseize in. Going on, Fantasy. Thanks for the 20 months. And congrats on getting married. Hope your move went well. I'm in maintenance. Are we technically still in maintenance mode? Oh, are they having issues with the mobile rollout? Someone else in here earlier was talking about it not being available on mobile yet. Is the patch not fully rolled out yet? And maybe we try a Vanguard. You have it on mobile? Nah, Silverquill Command gives flying. The PC client's definitely updated. Jogek and Yeti, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Not working. Are the people who say it's not working on your mobile, are you on Android or iOS? And the people who's working, are you on Android or iOS? Working on Android. Okay. Oh, Todd's on iOS. Okay, so it's not a platform issue. You didn't get the Mac client update till 3 p.m. EST. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Wizards does as they continue adding more platforms to things. You know, pushing it up by region? I don't think they have separate servers. Poorly. That's probably a realistic answer. You tried on iOS last night and it crashed like crazy for you. So you're saying they ported the Windows version perfectly. A lot of damage just yet. Which means we can Death Shadow this turn. Darkstorm, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. Does need to be bigger than a bread box? I think a 4/4 is fine here. This is a 2/3. Alright, there's a Goblin Matron, so we're dead next turn. Are we dead this turn? Not quite. We'll go block, take 6 down to 3. Are they dead to Silverquill Command next turn? They're dead to Silverquill Command next turn, right? They can't cast Muxus, right? He costs 5 or 6. No, I think they're dead even if they leave back blockers, right? Because both of these will have flying. This is 4. I shock myself. And this does... Oh, maybe I can't get this high enough. This is plus 8. So that's 8. I have 13 right now. I think I'm 1 short with the shock land. I think I'm 1 short, right? Because it's 4, 8. Man, am I 1 short? I'm counting the draw, chat, because the draw card gives me a damage too. I'm counting each of these as 4. It's 3 + 1, 3 + 1. We shock Prospector, they can't cast Muxus. That's accurate. Right? I just want to make sure I'm off. So this is 5, this is 4, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, it's a tough turn for sure. Miker Mom, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I counted that, Dex. I counted pumping with this twice. Okay, if I shock this and I go to 7, and then I have 3 blockers for their stuff, so let's do this. And then if I draw a land that hurts me next turn, I can kill them. Yes, they can't attack. Nice, nailed it. Silverquill Command is so good. No joke. I think there's a chance that Silverquill Command's just better than K Command in this deck. Or at the very least equally good. Maybe I want a 3rd command over the other Demonic Embrace. Like I've got 3 Embrace, 2 command. Maybe I want 2, 3 in the other direction. That's true. K Command being a shock was relevant there. If you haven't seen the Mardu Arcanist tokens deck with Sedgemoor Witch and Pyromancer, that's something we've played a good bit of that's on my site. I think it's very, very reasonably competitive. It's a high potential section for a reason. No black sources here. Easy mulligan. It's fine. We'll bottom the Igdams. Yeah, definitely, Lacarp. Footfall Crater in Shadow. That's cute. Ooh, Court Homunculus. He gives Trample too, yeah. We're gonna register some Court Homunculuses at some point this weekend, chat. Either tomorrow or Saturday. Yeah, the K commands are probably good in the Court Homunculus matchup. Gonna go out on a limb. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. Hey, look, chat. I found the Vanishing Verse matchup. We've got Rip-Aparts, 2 Kaya's. I think we just go like full control deck here, right? Yeah, keep some of these. Let's board the discard spells out, board all the spot removal in. Okay. I'll just make sure our cards play to the board. Hey, Ferniner, thanks for the 3rd of the year. Welcome back. Yeah, I just want more threats, press a pick. Like, what's a different threat I can play in that slot? It's like the Spellbinder's like threat like 17 and 18, basically. I guess if we wanted to try Footfall Crater, we could try it in that slot. Oh, you meant in the matchup specifically. You ready to end this opponent's entire career next turn, chat? Opening a Lightning Healer to draft pack, we'll add it to my collection. Yeah, all cards you open while drafting get added to your collection in Arena. Unless you are playing Vintage. Oh, they just added Cube. If you're cubing, that's not the case. Oh, is it Jumpstart, not Cube? Must be mixing my things up. Hey, Strix, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Good evening. Dreadhorde Arcanist, looking real mediocre in this matchup where I boarded down on discard spells, which doesn't have a lot to flashback. You know, I should have attacked before playing the land. Since I chump blocked this, I didn't need to shock. Yeah, I took 2 damage I didn't have to take here. Which can definitely matter. Needs a red source, but we find one, it's pretty good, and we've got a few castable spells even if we brick for a second. This means we don't really have time to brick, which is scary. If we hit the red source next turn, we get to command both these Steel Overseers. If we miss, the game's probably over. I think we're just dead. I don't know, Picklebollas. We'll see what happens with, we need to wait and see what happens with the Mirror event. Hopefully the Mirror event goes well, and then we just don't have things that are banned on Arena. Otto the Bobcat, thanks for the 19 months, welcome back. Would you like to attack me for 8 twice? I mean, I kept a speculative hand and didn't get paid off. I don't know. I don't know that I'd say. I don't know if this is Magic's fault. I gambled and lost. If we had been able to cast our spells, we would have won this. What is Mirror? Mirror is a special historic queue they're going to be doing at some point. I don't remember the dates, you'd have to look it up, where they're going to be rebalancing cards that are banned instead of having them be banned. You know, like they probably should have been doing for years, but you know, better late than never. In a better late than never world. Did Mirror get confirmed? Yeah, it was on a Wizards page a while ago. They didn't confirm what changes they're making. The changes that were listed were data mined. But the event is definitely happening. There is folks on the internet data mined potential changes that they plan to make, like making Field of the Dead legendary, making Oko go from +2/+1 to +1/-1. They're reducing Winota from looking at 6 cards to looking at 4. Yeah, I really hope, my hope is that Mirror is an incredible success and they decide that Historic's a digital format, we're just going to do this moving forward instead of banning cards. Hey, we're just going to balance things. Yeah, that's basically where I'm at, Kismet. I think nerfing both Field and Winota is completely unnecessary given the current state of the format, but I'd also take nerfed versions of both those cards then. Nerfed versions of both those cards rather than not have them at all. Is digital Magic more popular than tabletop? I don't think it's a stretch to say that digital Magic is the most popular way to play constructed formats like Historic and Standard. But as far as like Magic overall goes, like there's a ton of casual Magic players in paper that'll just like never set foot inside of an LGS or have a DCI number. Crispy Taters, thanks for the 3rd of a year, welcome back. I mean, for the record, for people that are saying it's hard to gauge tabletop play, like, Magic the Gathering during the pandemic literally just had its most profitable year of all time, just as a point of reference. It's probably not particularly useful here. Fracture's probably decent. It destroys like things like Tameo and Nissa, and also things like Sartorius Canta. Thanks for the follows, Loaf and Scalp. So like Magic's doing well. Whenever you see the random idiots on the internet talking about how Magic's dying, just remember that they're talking out their ass. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Hexaw. Yeah, play casual Magic with their kids, or with not kids, just like with friends, right? Like, In fact, something I often have to remind people of, the fact that you know that Magic is a game that you can watch on Twitch and then you actually watch it on Twitch puts you in this really small minority of Magic players. A significant number of Standard players, a majority of them don't even know Standard exists, much less that they could watch it on Twitch. Yeah, like, whenever you see it, always makes me chuckle when people are like, oh, I can't believe they're doing this. We're gonna kill the company. It's like, well, they're making money, piles and piles of money. Any users they're shedding, they're picking up new ones at a faster rate than they're shedding them, so. Chat, I played Magic for a decade before I had a DCI number. I mean, even when I say you can watch Magic on Twitch, Saul, that applies to YouTube too. The fact that, like, you were seeking out Magic videos on YouTube means that you're way more involved and invested than most people that actually play Magic. We don't know that they're picking up more users, only that they're making more money. Okay, actually. I forgot to pay for life and put a counter on this last turn. Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Stiggy. And honestly, the Professor is such a good one to point out because the Professor very directly appeals to more casual players, right?
Conquer you.
Don't tell Scotty, chat. Moments before the accident here. This is the long pause realizing that the Death Shadow could turn into a 6/6.
You no longer.
Survey says honestly, it might have been right to duress them. I theoretically had lethal in play anyways, right? Playing the Shadows out is better against something like Brazen Borrower. We don't have DCI numbers anymore. Gosh, the Zoomers don't even know what DCI numbers are. Brazen Borrower can bounce creatures, Kid Martian. That's why it's good. Why you hitting yourself? Why you hitting yourself? Why you hitting yourself? Oh, damn it. Need to do that first. Oh, someone mentioned this earlier. The board clicking goes left to right in stereo now.
Let us have a storied battle worth retelling. No tale should be discarded.
What is the opponent playing? Blue-green taking turns. They're playing blue-green, one more brick, please.
Involved with my work.
Please concede. Thanks. Thanks! You love to see it, chat. I do not blue fire. I have enough mobile addictions in my life with Pokemon Go and playing Raid Shadow Legends occasionally still. You just helped me figure out I've been wearing my headphones backwards for 2 years. That's great. Atarka's Command Groll, chat. What are the odds they're also on Collected Company? 100%? Is there a percentage more than 100? We do still play balloons. Declan requested balloons dollars for his most recent birthday. They're already mobile gamers, chat. It's the most profitable market for a reason. What's the balloons dollar to freedom dollar conversion ratio? You get a lot of balloons dollars, but the heroes ain't cheap either. I think he got like 4 of the heroes for like 20 bucks. In my defense, the only non-hits in my Atarka's Company deck were those 8 and 22 lands. 30 hits isn't terrible. How does our deck beat Cleave? Blocking. Oh, friend, they didn't quite think that one through, I don't think. Well. You love to see it, chat. You truly, man, Death Shadow just gets so many people. And for my next trick, how do you beat Cleave, you ask? Yeah, if we don't get Questing Beast here, we win, right? You didn't, Justin. I actually decided I wanted to start with Jeskai tomorrow. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it first thing tomorrow morning. 8 Central. I didn't see you in chat earlier and I didn't think you'd mind. Alright, so Spellbinder's probably kind of bad. We'll board in a bunch of removal, we'll cut the Thoughtseize, we'll leave Inquisition to break up their curve a little bit. Fracture just hits Cleave, correct? It's a pretty good one to hit, though. Alright. I don't have a cheap piece of removal here. Who's gonna win Hoots? I feel like it's Gruul. So, if you look back on this past week's Meta Monday, Gruul actually had a pretty bad time in the last couple of tournaments. You gotta believe in the Grixis. I think we actually take Zerta Goblin here. Nice. Okay, and then we're hoping that they draw a creature or a non-land here so we can K-command the Questing Beast away next turn. Probably dead. Yes, I guess we could draw a Doomblade here. Am I dead yet? They have lethal with Hep Shadow Aces. They found the line, chat. They found the line. I'm happy with how we board. Let's just run it back. Hopefully, they'll either brick out a land or we'll be able to draw a removal spell for the Questing Beast. Just put the French version of Fraction in your deck, that way it can kill creatures. Is that true? Is there a typo on the French version? What is quality control? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. How would I build Jund in this format? I don't really think there's a compelling reason to be Jund. I think I just stick to like the green-black Magecraft list that's on the site. Storm Herald, that's a good answer too. Storm Herald is an excellent answer. I think I'm not convinced, Fish, that this deck is better than Black-White Shadow. Arcanist has been like fine. But I think I prefer yeah, Storm Herald got Grizzly Salvage, pretty big upgrade. K-Command, Banger, Clothis. I can see that being okay. Those are all good cards. I don't I don't even know that I'm convinced that K-Command is good in this format. Like, in Modern, for example, where K-Command tends to be pretty good, there's more incidental artifacts in that format. And it doesn't feel like there's nearly as many incidental artifacts lying around. Yeah, Storm Herald's in the queue. Smiling Never, thanks for the follow. Weird. Would you say that power level is contextual? It is strange, yes. So part they play Questing Beast and murder us. They don't have double red. The Storm Herald deck requires a bunch of pretty niche cards. So it's not nearly as popular as other decks that have cards that go into other things more elegantly. I agree. Like I mentioned earlier, the red-white mid-range deck is picking up in popularity because more people have been playing it. There's all those decks in the high potential section on my website. They're all decks that I would say, okay, these decks just need someone to play them a little bit more, and they're potentially very good. I mean, there just aren't enough people throwing enough noodles against the wall to really grind it out. Alright, so I have two 4/4s. It's a shame we didn't hit a black source this turn to have three 4/4s. I think we're just dead, right? They like attack with everything. I block 2. I take 7, I go to 2. Definitely dead to a cleave. They haven't just shipped yet though, so they must not have that. I guess if they ship with everything, they could be concerned about dying on the backswing. They're technically dead on the backswing right now, right? I block like this, I go to 2, I have two 11/11s. Alright, kill me with Bone Crusher. Yeah, that killed me no matter how you sliced it. Ramonep runes takes 2 extra red to activate. So they could not activate runes there. I think blocking to give me a way to kill them on the backswing's ideal there in case they messed up again. Yeah, I felt pretty whelmed by this. It's kind of blah. I don't know if the set was bad. Someone uploaded it to YouTube. It was fine. I feel like having a point of reference is good, but like Kolaghan's command from a power level perspective just didn't feel particularly strong here. I started with 4 of them because I like to make sure we draw cards in different situations, but it's just to get a feel for them. If this card's playable in this format, it's probably not 4 of playable. Honestly, Silverquill Command with Dreadhorde Arcanist, similar to the Mardu tokens deck that's up on the website, this felt like the really powerful thing to be doing in Mardu in these colors. As far as the core of the Shadow deck went altogether, I feel like I don't have a compelling reason to recommend playing this over recommend playing straight black-white Shadow. The things that were good about this with these cards, the couple of cards out of the sideboard, just didn't really feel like they were a super meaningful addition to the archetype, and Ranger of Eos was definitely something I found myself missing at various points in that set. That's Demonic Embrace. That's fine. This could maybe be a card worth exploring in black-white, but no, I don't think this card is bad. Black, you could also play Maul of the Skyclaves is another similar card. I chose to put Demonic Embrace in here so Arcanist could flash back Silverquill Command, but if I don't have the consideration of this flashing back Silverquill Command, I think I'd prefer Maul of the Skyclaves. That was a card we tested in Black-White Shadow earlier on that ultimately ended up cutting. Yeah, I think I'd like I said, prefer Black-White to this.